Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I am your GM today, the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. We are playing more Final Fantasy P6. It is a fan-made tabletop role-playing game system. You can find it on the internet. Just give a little Google search, FFD6. It's. Do you want to play Final Fantasy, but make up your own characters and do ridiculous things because the numbers say you can? I highly recommend it. I will try my best to give a brief recap of what is going on and where we are after I allow the wonderful voices of my wonderful, amazing human players say words about themselves. So with that, we will throw off an introduction to ATV. ATV, could you kindly tell us who you are playing, and, I don't know, one other thing of your choice? Take it away.
Hi, I am a tired bye, who is especially tired today because it is finals week for me, and so I have been studying a lot, and just been kind of a bit taxing on brain. I am playing as Lilith, our signature Dark Knight, who is either edgy one moment or the mom friend the next. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
Could be both.
Yeah, I can. You can't really find me much of anywhere currently because, right, I still am without a laptop. My previous one that I would use for Discord and Steam has broke, so you can't really find me anywhere currently. But yeah. A fun fact, I'll just say that because of needing one more thing to talk about. To tell the side of where the radius and ulna bones are, the radius is always on the side of the thumb. Now you know. Now you know where the two bones are at all times.
This checks out. I 100% had to just lift my arm up and look and go, well, hot damn.
Yeah, radius is on side where thumb is. Ulna is opposite.
There we go. Useful information.
It's useful for people who need to take final exams for anatomy.
I imagine that is. So if you are taking a anatomy finals, there you go. You learned something.
You got one answer to many questions.
Is there anything else, HB, or are we going to throw it on over to our next wonderful human being?
I'm good.
Next wonderful human being is Natch. Natch, who are you? Who are you playing? And could you tell us one other thing of your choice?
Yeah, hi, I'm Natural One. I'm findable on Twitter and Twitch. Streaming's been a little on and off the past couple of weeks for spoon reasons. But we're slowly reintroducing that, so that's a good time. I'm playing Malcolm, the Red Mage. The down on his luck cop who doesn't play by the rules. And let's see, one other thing. Oh gosh, I've when you ask me to tell you one thing, my brain does not know any things.
I know, it's the worst. I don't know what it is. I swear it has to be a neurodivergent thing. Maybe it's a thing for everyone, but I find it more common with neurodivergent folks.
Yep.
Ask them like to do anything they want, and they go, "Oh!"
It's like analysis paralysis on steroids. Yeah. I'm just gonna stop there before I just have a brain meltdown trying to come up with one random fact. Okay, bye.
I mean, technically that was one random fact that you struggle to find one other thing to say because brains are not friendly to us as human beings. So we learned something yet again. Look at us, educating. Who'd have thought it? Not me. With that, Rain, our final wonderful human being, could you tell us who you are, who you are playing, and one other thing of your choice?
It's a damn lie, and you know it. I am Rain Hayes, and I am playing Reno Boom, who is an Onion Knight Chaos Kitty, which is a fancy way of saying she is every class. Every time we beat a boss. As for where you can find me on Dungeon Master's Guild, where I have a new product out that is a Sword Dancer, and we'll soon have a full class out, because I'm almost done with that. And random fact, here's a good random fact. After you get the vaccine, you can still be a carrier for the virus, so stay the fuck home.
That's a good shout.
Yeah, that's a really good fact. Yeah. I don't have anything to top that, so do that. All right. Now, we get to watch Bardic try to remember how stuff happened and worked. So, last time, it was nighttime, and we were on a boat. And then it wasn't nighttime, and then we were on a boat. And then we rowed a boat, and then a whirlpool. Was there a whirlpool? Or was it just Big Shadow?
It was like we saw a big shadow because Final Fantasy IV reference.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So, I mean, other important things. We sent a letter to Bavel, and also asked probably the nicest mail delivery person ever to go and find a university that may or may not exist. So that's happening.
He reminds me of the postman from the Zelda series. So knowing him, he will find it.
I mean, yeah, that is my plan. So if we just jump right back on in where we were, and that was on a boat. There is a big serpentine shadow underneath said boat, and there is a large storm a-brewing above said boat. Things is looking not wonderful for people on the boat. What is the plan of action, team?
The plan is action.
I guess we'll fight it. I mean, we're not gonna outrun that thing.
Yeah, it seems.
We might be able to talk to it.
I guess that is technically an option.
Can you? I don't know if. I mean, I don't know how to talk to underwater sea creatures unless either of you do.
If it qualifies as a monster, I can talk to it.
Don't you literally have a big whale friend?
Well, you got me there.
To be fair, when we talked to the whale, he was actually a pirate in the form of a rock. So, that's a little easier to talk to.
Yeah, what God said. What God said.
So, the plan is see what big scary shadow does, probably try and fight it.
Yeah.
Either talk to it to go away or fight it.
Okay.
Maybe give it a little hug.
You know what? It might appreciate a hug. We will find out. So, what does the preparation look like for everybody? Are people like tying themselves down because storm is brewing and a lot of ocean movement, or are people just like getting ready, bracing themselves? People going, you know what? Now's the perfect time to make a little card tower and. I don't know, do delicate precision work as the ship is about to get rocked around a lot.
I think Lilith, due to the fact that she has basically a whip sword, she would tie herself down because Ken just use reach. And you know what? Noctu somehow made a card tower and is really proud of it.
I just love the image, but
doesn't-
Noctua is just like on a table. The table is starting to like move around the deck. The card tower is perfectly established, and Noctua is just holding the last 2 cards, trying to put them in place, going, no, not yet. Very serious.
Sorry, this is apparently now the perfect time for family members to try to come in and ask me questions.
Don't worry about it.
I
Malcolm,
got what you said though, like half of it.
Malcolm, what is your preparation scene look like?
Probably making sure that everyone else is taken care of. Malcolm would probably guess, given his ability to be pretty athletic, he's thinking he's probably okay.
I like this. I like this a lot.
He's more concerned about making sure other people who probably aren't as athletic are taken care of.
And then Reno. What is Reno's pre-battle setup?
Reno's going to check on the chocobos and then go to the highest point of the ship so that she has a clear view of everything, and she's going to cast web armor on herself.
Okay. That's actually kind of cool. I like this a lot, actually. Because web armor, like, secures you in place.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does.
Cast stop and protect on you.
Okay. I like this a lot. The chocobos are doing alright, by the way. They're just chugging along in the engine room. They have no concept of bad weather or unpleasant ocean. The music's playing, and they're just quetting along, ready to rock and roll.
Yay.
Oh, what is Mechakui doing? Or has Mechakui just disappeared somewhere?
Mechakui is in the chocobo room, and Mechakui's version of sleep is folding up into itself like a box, and then just shutting down for a bit.
I love that. Alright. So, as the storm clouds stir above the ship, you can feel the crackling of electricity building in the air. Just the static charge is just there. Like any hair, like any body hair you might have, is like probably slightly standing on end. As in the middling distance, not too far away, but you know, not like on the ship. You can see lightning strike down and hit the water's surface. You also see the ocean currents seem to shift and turn as the ship is pulled, and you slowly start to see the formation of what is essentially a giant friggin' whirlpool that you seem to be trapped in. As at the center of this whirlpool, which is a decent way from you, you're up at the top end of the whirlpool. So like, it's very Pirates of the Caribbean 2, if people remember that, where there was 2 boats circling a whirlpool and a kraken in the middle. It's very that, except you're up on the outer edge, and you know, you're kind of like going to start circling the drain unless you do something about it. But in the center of the whirlpool, the large serpentine shadow seems to be gathering itself. It hasn't popped up above the surface yet, but it's doing something. And it's pretty spoopy. So that is what is going on there. How would people like to react?
Can I try and do some sick boat maneuvering to try and keep us from getting sucked into the whirlpool?
You 100% can do some sick boat maneuver. Go for it.
Oh, well, I can certainly try. I don't know that I'm actually going to do any sick boat maneuvering.
Not with that attitude.
No, I got a 9. That's actually not too bad.
9 is pretty good. Let's find the skills.
It's moderate. It's actually probably not going to be good enough.
Okay, so you can pick an average lock. So yeah, Tom Barry Machado's, or Light to an Imperial Guard equivalent. So I think it's not super sick boating maneuvers, but you keep steady. You keep it steady, Eddie. It's there. You aren't like gonna nosedive in. The boat doesn't like capsize. It's like, no, you got this. You're holding still. You're keeping on your tier of a whirlpool. You're just riding it out. It's better than like failing miserably. So you're just keeping it going, which actually is an impressive feat in of itself.
Okay.
So with language monsters, that means that I can communicate with them too, right?
Yeah, you can shout at them. Then they will understand.
I'm gonna shout out into the whirlpool. Are you okay down there?
Okay. I will have a retort for that in a moment. I just want to find out what Lilith is up to.
I think Lilith is just gonna have her whip sword at the ready and just be waiting for in case Reno's plan doesn't go well. Like in case the creature isn't friendly and tries to come up and bite Reno, then Lilith will be ready.
So, upon asking,
Bless you for saying in case and not when.
So,
I got faith in you.
Reno, you have inquired if a large serpentine shadow is doing okay. At this moment, you see a head begin to poke out of the whirlpool. It's a very strange experience, to say the least, because it almost feels like it doesn't look like it actually comes out of the water. It looks as if the water itself parts around this being, as if this being is not having to navigate the water. More so, this being has full manipulation and control over the water, and the water just seems to vanish around it. Is quite a large. When I say quite large, I mean probably bigger than your boat. Head pops up. It appears to be. I suppose the easiest thing is very dragon-like. So it's very triangular in shape. It seems to have antlered horns. I suppose an easy comparison would be to say it's kind of like Shenron from Dragon Ball, if that's a good description. I don't know the appropriate words to describe that. Does anyone know the appropriate words to describe that?
No.
No, sorry.
Yeah, imagine Shenron from Dragon Ball, except it's a blue color. It's like I could say it's a teal. It's definitely like a teal with undercurrents of deeper blues and maybe a purple here and there. And it seems to have some very long, flowing. I don't know if they're like flesh ribbons, but it's very ornate and very pretty, but also
it's like the
terrifying.
Sorry. I was gonna say it's like the Eastern depictions of dragons, or some of the Eastern.
It's like an Eastern water dragon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I just don't know the right words to say, because I don't want to just start throwing out Chinese because I don't know the difference between all these things. I don't want to just throw out generic things and be wrong and all of that. So yes, that style of creature. You just see that head pop up, and it exhales. As it does so, steam comes from its nostrils, and that steam seems to travel up the whirlpool that it has created. and it does not reply. It almost seems offended in some way, shape, or form that you would deem yourself to be on a level in which you could communicate with this as an equal.
So you're not having a rough day? Okay, well, we were just passing through. We didn't want to bother you.
Can we? Do you think we should just leave?
Do you want to try and leave?
Apparently, my playstyle is immediately derail every plan.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know if Bardic is trying to speak or like is.
No, I'm laughing.
Oh, okay. Because I kept hearing sound from you, and then it would cut out, and I'm just like, Bardic? Bardic?
No, I'm making
Discord working?
I'm making amused sounds.
I see.
I mean, there's this obvious boss battle that is imminent is obvious, and there's Reno trying to ask if it's having a nice day.
Listen, the last game I was in on Bardic's channel, we had a character that would try to talk their way out of every single battle, so you know what? This might as well happen. It's fine.
Ugh. Dear, oh dear. Alright. So, Malcolm, I believe you made an inquiry about, do you just want to leave?
Yeah.
How would you go about trying this?
That's a good question. Maybe we just turn the boat around?
Okay, sorry, my brain just started doing things. It just immediately started going, turn the ship around. Like, no, stop that. No, get that out of your head right now. So yes, you want to try and turn the boat around.
Yeah, let's just try and turn the boat around. What's the worst that could happen?
Okay. So how do you feel is the most appropriate way to do this? Obviously, Whirlpool.
Actually, it would be really difficult to do.
Yeah, logically, and now I am not a boaty person. I lack boat knowledge. I continue to run games which involve boats. I like the aesthetic. So logically,
do it.
Sorry,
go ahead.
What were you gonna say? No, you.
I was just gonna say, like, what do I do? Like a 3-point boat turn? Like,
I think the proper thing is just try to ride it out as you try to get out. Like,
So the basic idea is you form a straight line, so you go slightly deeper in, which causes you to go faster, and you use that as you're going through the straight line to go out.
That is exactly what I was thinking. It's like, well, surely you'd try to build speed and use that to like limp yourself out. So
yeah, that checks out.
You know, to use like it's not the same, but it's kind of like in a flying thing where you have to nosedive a little to build momentum to go back up. It's like,
yeah.
So it's like that, but with water.
Yeah, and also a sea creature.
And yeah, giant, Leviathan-esque dragon monster just hanging out.
Yeah.
Who's not even going rawr yet. It's just kind of going snort.
He's kind of just staring at us and not speaking.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of being rude.
Kind of being a little bit rude, yeah. All right. So, what do you feel is the most appropriate thing? Like, what? Well, actually, not appropriate. What would you like to roll to try and help out in this situation, Malcolm?
I mean, vehicles is the only one that actually makes sense.
That is the only one that makes sense. But what would you like to roll? And let's see what we can do about it.
Somehow roll.
Okay, how about can I make a case for rolling athletics and trying to keep the wheel going the direction I want it to?
I mean,
fighting the whirlpool.
Okay, so yes, 100%. However, if we want to roll athletics, why don't we be more silly / fun / make our characters do awesome stuff? What if Malcolm used their amazing athletics to physically run out and grab the sail and try to physically maneuver the sail, or physically grab the rudder, or just use his sheer strength of masculine energy to grab the boat and physically pull it a little bit? We can go wild.
We could, but he's also he's fairly athletic. He's not built. He's.
All right, so
I think the wheel makes more sense.
Okay.
I don't think he would.
The wheel does make more sense, but can I just lay one thing out, because I want to imagine it, and I think you would like to imagine it. Malcolm runs out onto the deck, grabs the sail, grabs the I believe it's called a boom. It's been a very long time since I was on a boat, but the boom is the swingy thing, and you use that to maneuver which side of the boat a sail goes on. And Malcolm physically grabs that. By the way, as this whirlpool is going, of course, water spray is coming up, so glistening sea water as lightning strikes in the background just sprays over Malcolm as he grabs his boom and jumps across the boat, physically moving the sail to help just adjust a little bit. So it's really hard. And I think we all know any excuse to make Malcolm look hard.
Okay, that's fair.
Is Hans just staring into background going whoa?
I think so. I mean, obviously, this is just me writing fan fiction about Malcolm at this point. If we just want to do the sensible, no, I just hold the wheel. Both work.
It's like the fan fiction lens and then the what actually happened lens playing side by side on the TV.
You know what? I'm very happy with that. All right, so yeah, if you would like to roll athletics, then we can all decide in our own minds what Malcolm did to make this happen.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh boy, I got an 11.
Oh.
11's pretty good. 11 is one step above. Yeah, it's challenging. So, challenging. Yeah, you get the first step of this plan done. You control it so you don't just nosedive and turn straight in towards the monster. So you angle just enough, but okay, we're gonna start building up speed. Speed is gonna build, and next round we might be able to get our first push out of this, escape from this quite dangerous situation, if we're being honest.
Mm-hmm.
So, you are successful. You are very successful. Sorry, my brain was just trying to think. Yeah, okay. So, Reno and Lilith, what would you like to do?
I'm trying to figure out if there's anything I could, if somehow I could use Bismarck to help, but I don't know. I'm not that creative, and also I need to.
Is there any situation where a giant whale is not helpful?
I mean, that is true. Could I'm not sure what would even like work, but could somehow Lilith summon Bismarck to help move the ship further, or like, actually, maybe it would be like best like once we are out of like the geyser, like Lilith summons Bismarck and just uses him to push the boat farther away from sea creature.
Okay. So obviously Bismarck is a giant whale. There's a whole bunch of options you can do with that. Now, when you want Bismarck to assist you, a couple of options that immediately come to my mind is, one is Bismarck just appears directly under the boat and Bismarck is just going to try and carry the boat away, like on its back, which is pretty poggers. Two, Bismarck appears next to the boat and uses Bismarck's big whaley mass to kind of shove your boat to help make an escape. Or three, Bismarck just appears in the water and goes, "Woo!" and somehow disrupts the flow of water to make it easier to escape. All of these are valid options. It doesn't really matter which. It's just whichever you like the aesthetic of more.
I kind of like Bismarck just carrying the boat.
Yeah.
But
well,
also I don't want to like take away from Malcolm's thing. Unless it's just like after Malcolm's done with their thing and helping to escape from the geyser, Bismarck appears and it's just like, I shall take over from here.
well,
Woo!
the thing is, everyone is contributing together, so it's not like, oh, Malcolm did a thing, whatever, Malcolm, we've got a fucking whale. It's like, okay, that's step one. Now Bismarck can help us. We've got that first little step, because Bismarck will also be in the Whirlpool as well, so it's working together. So it's collaboration is what we're going for. So yeah, I think that would 100% work. So as Malcolm makes the little maneuver and start building speed, we summon Bismarck, who I like to imagine you just see like the tiniest little bit of Bismarck's head pop up, and then you feel the boat kind of lift a little bit out of the water, and Bismarck is going to continue with the momentum you've got to make a push to keep on moving. So your boat is now on top of a giant whale with a unicorn horn and a gun, apparently.
And guns.
Because everyone has a gun.
We're gonna show up to Sin with like a bunch of firepower.
Look, it's the only way to defeat Sin. More guns.
And friendship.
And friendship, of course.
And friendship.
Okay. So, Rena, what are you doing to help with this scene?
Reno's basically getting set up defensively. She's going to spend her round casting elemental spikes on Lilith.
Okay.
So, on the principle that electricity hurts water, I'm going to make this. Wow, my throat is not cooperating. I'm going to make the spikes lightning.
Okay, so can you just... I don't think we've used elemental spikes yet. I think I had Bojo the Worm use them, but I don't think we as the players have used them. So would you like to describe what these are?
Bojo actually used web armor. I got the spikes when I took Black Mage.
Yeah, but I think I vaguely recall I made Bojo use elemental spikes at some point as well. I don't know, I could be 100% wrong on that. I just vaguely recall doing them somewhere.
The character is surrounded by globes of elemental energy. Declare which of 5 elements the spikes will be tied to. In this case, it's lightning. When casting the spell, anyone striking someone protected by elemental spikes will take resolve times 1 points of elemental damage. This damage is not reduced by magical armor or shell. Job abilities can be used to increase the damage steps of elemental spells, and elemental spikes last until the end of combat.
So, who wants to does Reno decide what these actually look like, or are we letting Lilith decide what these cool spikes look like?
I mean, Lilith has an idea.
I'm fine with either, is because for me, I'm just thinking of like the boring thing of just like this like barrier of just this like yellow looking barrier that, or no, wait, maybe it's just like Like, it's just like a, illusion of just like a grounder that is just like beside Lilith. That is the elemental spike. Just a magical grounder.
I like that. That's cool. That's cool. That's pretty. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. All right. So, obviously, that will turn on at the start of your next turn because slow action, all that jazz. Okay. Giant Leviathan dragon head in the center of the whirlpool. It appears to start to lift up out of the whirlpool, and you see its body. Body is huge. It is this long, cylindrical, serpentine shape, and strange thing, as it lifts up and starts to extend out of the whirlpool, kind of like a snake would, poise itself to attack. You notice that the whirlpool gets smaller and more constricted. Would anybody like to try and notice something? I believe awareness is the roll. Or if people have other things I would like to try and roll instead.
I do have another thing, but awareness is the bigger of the two, so.
Okay, so we have a 13 from Lilith, a 7
Sorry.
from Reno, and Nat. Would Malcolm like to try and be aware of something?
I don't actually think he would.
Nope.
Aw.
That is totally okay. All right. So we have a 13 and a 7. So 7 is easy. Yep. Reno. When water snake go big, other thing goes small. Maybe connect. That's as much as you're aware of. Lilith, with your 13, what you notice is every now and then you see like a little, what appears to be like a small fin or like something jutting out of a whirlpool ever so slightly. And upon closer inspection, this entire whirlpool is actually this creature's body. That's how big it is.
Oh.
So, at the moment, we're on a boat, which is on a whale, which is on a Leviathan.
Yeah, I think as Lilith slowly realizes this, she just turns to everyone and is like, so I can't believe I'm saying this, but this whirlpool is the creature, which means currently we're on a boat that's on top of the whale / Aeon that's on top of a whatever the heck this thing is. So I think the best form of action is to try to get away as fast as possible.
And with that, we can jump right back on round to all of yours moves. So, I know Reno just said we had to BRB. So, Lilith, Malcolm, do either of you have something you would like to... What is the next step in your escape plan as you realize you are on top of this giant Leviathan?
I'm trying to think of something.
That's absolutely okay. I just...
Oh, okay. I've got an idea.
Ooh, ideas. Let's hear them.
This might be a super dumb idea, but let's do it. Let's do it. So is there a chance that either That one of our NPC party members is near me in the wheel.
Yeah, 100%. They can be wherever you need them to be. I have been keeping them quiet because we don't need more people involved in this scene, like every round. But they're there doing whatever you need them to be doing.
I point to oh my gosh, I'm sorry, my brain is not working. Who? Can you remind me what our Ronzo friend's name is?
What? Whose friend is? Sorry.
Reiko?
Reiko, thank you. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm
No,
having a strong.
you're fine.
Actually, no. I'm gonna look at Val. I'm gonna say, "Hey, can you take this?"
She will look and she will give a nod, as if like, I can take that. She will grip hold of the wheel. She's got a real firm grip. She knows exactly what she is doing.
Yeah, I figured she would actually be she would be the right person to do. Okay, I'm going to sprint down to the Chocobo room.
Okay.
Do I have time to do a standard action now that I've gotten down here?
Oh, 100%. Easy.
Okay, then I'm going to quick cast Quick on one of the Chocobos.
Oh my god, this is gonna be the best thing ever. Okay, I'm
Yes.
excited. Yeah.
Speedboat!
Alright, one of these Chocobos, whichever one. None of these have been
Yeah.
given names yet. So someone best give this a name so we can fall in love with it before something terrible happens to it. It feels very quick. It goes quack! Quack 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 quack!
It's this is regular haste. It's not the one where it slowly dies.
Mm.
just for just to make sure we're all on the same page of that one.
Yep. So Chocobo, yeah.
I agree with ATB.
Okay, so this Chocobo is called Hermes. That's this Chocobo's name now.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
works for me.
Is it still on the giant wheel? So are you
Yeah.
increasing boat speed as you're doing this?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Ah, okay, so my idea, which I thought you were going to do, but this is much smarter than my idea. I thought Malcolm was going to get on the Chocobo because you realized that the Whirlpool is actually just the body of this creature. So you're just going to ride a Chocobo down and punch this thing in the face.
Oh no.
That's what I thought you were doing. I was like, oh, that's so cool. But no, okay.
That's something that Reno would do.
Alright, so we're basically overclocking the engine here, which is also a very
Yep.
smart idea. So Chocobo goes, just starts speeding, so you're going to start building up speed. This is good. I like this. This is very good. Okay, Reno, Lilith, what would you two like to do?
Hmm.
I love that we are all trying very hard not to directly attack it because that would start a fight.
I mean, you say that, but I was sort of entertaining the idea of either trying to put it to sleep or trying to stab it in the eyeball and hope that that is like enough for it to go, oh god, I need to pause for a few seconds. Oh no, where'd he go?
I'm feeling very attacked right now.
Were you gonna attack it in the eyeball?
As soon as somebody attacked it, I was going to cast a new spell on it.
Oh. Hmm. Yeah, I'm still trying to decide what would be cooler. Lilith attacking it or just going, go to sleep! Do you got an idea already, Rain?
Well, if we're gonna try and directly do things with it, then I'll just cast a spell on it.
Okay.
So my elemental spikes go off, so you have your protection, and I'll start casting Hex.
Oh, okay. So, I guess while in the elementals, well, actually, can Lilith do stuff because of Bismarck being summoned?
Yeah. We'll say yeah.
Okay.
I mean, normally
Okay.
the answer would be no, because you'd have to be Bismarck. But you know what? This is not a traditional confrontation. This is more of a puzzle encounter than anything.
Okay.
Also, I've just noticed something. I was trying to look something up on the big Google sheet, and
Yeah.
the one thing I'm looking for is not there. I'm gonna have to crack open a PDF because I was just trying to look up this enemy's like big attack, and it literally just says tidal wave, which is the name of it, and then I just wrote again. It's like, what? What did I mean? What did I mean?
What was it like? What the Kraken thing did? Like sessions
No.
ago? And so you're just like, do that.
I don't know what I did or why I did it. So I need to crack open a PDF. Okay, so Lilith, what would you like to do?
Okay, so since we're gonna just say that she is currently able to do stuff, like maybe I don't know, somehow like half of her is what summon Bismarck and she still has. I don't know. I'm not clever enough right now to think of any clever ways to do this, but basically she is going to prepare to cast sleep on this thing.
Okay. So that will go off next round. Alright, so
Yeah.
now I need to look at this thing. So Reno, what is it you are doing? I know you said you're going to prepare to cast another spell, but my brain then just forgot what you said that was going to be.
I'm casting Hex.
Hex. That's cool. Let me try and find the place, the thing. It should... I found the place with the thing. Now, find... Nope, that is not there at all. Must be in a different place in the PDF. Dang! Dang it, darn it. So I'm gonna vamp while I find the thing. Vamping, filling time, and filling all of the time. Nope. I'm now wishing I'd just done Control F, because that would have been a clever thing to do, to like just search the whole PDF instead of like trying to rapidly scroll through and the eyes try to find the right moment. But I'm gonna have to do that. Oh, whoop. There we go. Yeah. So, okay, so clearly I started typing it because I found it here, and it starts by saying again, and I just never finished typing it into the Google sheet.
Oh.
Ridiculous. Okay, so Leviathan, who has been out and active for 3 rounds thus far, meaning that it can activate its astral flow, aka its big spooky move. So, to read the description here, let's see what this does. Again, Leviathan keened, but this time, water is suddenly visible on all sides of the monsters. With a thunderous crash, the oceans of the world slam into his opponents, simultaneously drowning and crushing them. All monsters on the battlefield take a grievous amount of water damage on a knockback at a short range. Then the damage it rolls. So, how do we translate this into what is happening here? Now, all of y'all are doing lots of very cool and interesting and special cool things, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
You've got a really good plan. And theoretically, it could and should have worked. But you're fighting a cheetah. A cheetah smelly poopy pants. Who essentially goes, okay, you're gonna escape, you're trying to be smart. What if I just made the entire ocean collapse in on us? So what happens is all the ocean around the whirlpool lifts up and comes crashing down into the whirlpool, basically pulling you, the boat, Bismarck, everything down into the center of the whirlpool. And with that, I think we can take a quick 5-minute break, and we'll get back to see what happens. Cliffhangers! Again!
Cliffhanger!
Also, do not worry, nobody is dead. We're not playing that kind of game. This isn't a rocks fall, everybody dies moment. This is a way to dramatically end a battle and progress on to the next scene.
Can I say what I was going to do, though?
Oh, hell yeah.
I was just gonna have Lilith. Basically, like, for how the sleep spell was gonna go, was gonna pull out a book and just go, the cats nestle close to their kittens. The lambs have laid down with the sheep. You're cozy and warm in the sea, my dear. Please go the fuck to sleep.
I like that. Alright, so we're gonna take 5. We'll be back real soon. And, see ya. Alright, so, we wrapped up by the ocean collapsing in on us and throwing us into a whirlpool, correct?
Yes.
Alright, so, how does that make everybody feel? Well, let's get some, some reactions from people as, you see the ocean building up, you see it forming like a giant wall around you, and collapsing. You see it on the precipice of collapse, knowing that your entire boat, you and all of your friends, are about to just be whacked. What are the thoughts and feelings that people are having?
I feel like in pure edgy Black Knight fashion, Lilith is totally just trying to spot whoever is nearby and trying to shield them in a futile effort because anime. Because anime.
So, who would you say is the person closest to you?
Out of like all of the NPCs,
That would be hilarious.
Hmm?
Is if you went for the closest person without checking who it was, and it was Hans.
Just thinking it's Reiko, it's actually Hans who is like huddled up like, oh god, you're gonna die.
Or
He goes off to
like,
one side, accepting his fate.
or
Honestly,
it's like Reiko being.
It's whoever you want it to be, really. It's whoever works best for you in this scene.
I just thought of something even better. It's like Reiko being like Reiko, who is like calm about it, thinking that it's going to be fine, being hugged by Hans, who was like, "It's okay, kid, we're gonna be fine," and then Lilith just shielding the two of them, like, "Oh god."
Okay. So Lilith taking full martyr position, full "I will protect everybody."
Meanwhile, Noctu is still like in the bottom of the inside of the ship itself, trying to keep Card House like fully up.
I am very okay with this. Okay. Reno, you are web armored to the top of the ship. What are your thoughts and feelings as stuff starts to happen?
I think that as they start to go down, she'll start laughing because this is great. And then when they go into the water, it'll just be that anime moment of cheeks filled with air with small bubbles coming out, and her eyes are super wide. Because she can't get off the ship. She's stuck to it.
Okay, I like this. And Malcolm, what are your thoughts and feelings on everything that's about to happen right now?
Well, Malcolm doesn't actually know what's happening until it's happening because he's below deck.
Mm-hmm.
So he's super concentrated. He was preparing to cast Quicken on the other Chocobo, and like as soon as he gets ready to cast it, water splooshes in, and he's just knocked on his ass, and I think really just a bowl full of confusion more than anything.
Okay, that is
just no idea what's going on.
I very much like that description. Okay, so this is interesting. I can make scenes. Obviously, this is a lot, and you will all you will hold yourself together. You'll do it, but eventually you will all black out through various means, either just exhaustion or water nonsense. You will lose consciousness eventually, each and every one of you. Now, when you come to, perfectly fine, in good health, everything is looking okay. No one died. No one is severely injured or maybe traumatized, but that's up to you to decide. Let's start with. Well, let's start with Rena. Rena, you come to. You are still still stuck to the boat, because that's hilarious to me. So you are stuck to the mast of this boat, stood on top of it. The boat is beached, so not in the water anymore. The land you are on does not seem particularly familiar. This does not seem to be like any part of Spira you have previously been to. In fact, it doesn't even seem to be the same planet you're previously on. The ground here, it's kind of like reddish and seems almost ethereal, almost as if it's not fully there. There's a strange texture to it. Looking around, even the air itself does not seem as normal as one would expect it to be. It has there's almost like a purple mist perforating the entire existence of everywhere you are. All the while, just floating around in the ether are countless fireflies. Fireflies being the representation of like spiritual essence, just there, just floating around. When you take a few moments to look around, you notice there are several buildings kicking around. The other more interesting thing to note is the residents, the living beings you can see around here. They seem very unlike anything you had seen in Spira. There are no humans, there are no Guado, there are no Ronso, none of that. What there are is there's like small pixies. There's goblins. There's giant floating balls of fire. It's strange.
As soon as she sees the giant floating balls of fire, she'll tear up and think it's paradise.
I mean, these giant floating balls of fire, they have faces on. You've encountered these before as bombs, as enemies, but these seem entirely inhostile. Unhostile? Docile.
Docile.
Friendly. They're just floating about. You see them like going to houses and just kind of like hanging out, having a good time.
Having a good time.
So,
do I see any of my friends?
none of your friends are with you. However, at the bottom of the mast, which you are stuck to the top of, you do see Val, who she was piloting the ship as this happened, as everything happened. So she is on the boat with you. She is unconscious, sat at the bottom of the mast, as you are conscious, glued to the top of the mast.
I'll dismiss web armor and go, "Hey Val, I think," and fall onto the top of the boat.
Just like take one step and fall, just boom. Okay.
Not even a step, because if it's beached, it's at an angle, so she just forgets that.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's go full. Let's go full Pookie abstract. As you fall, you realize that you technically just fell upwards. Planes of reality are not how you expect them to be here. So, I mean, you will adjust, but from where you were positioned to where you are now, you have fallen above where you were, because everything was upside down, but also not really. Basically just hammering in. This is very much not the same plane of reality you had previously been on. So, let's just...
This feels like the theoretical physics classroom.
Very much so.
I'll go over to Val and start poking her.
As you poke Val, you poke her once, and she doesn't react. You poke her a second time, she grabs your hand, eyes wide open, and she's like, "Touch me again." Oh, it's you. Okay. Here we know. Everything good?
I mean, it's good for me. I'm not sure it's good for anybody else.
So, are we? I was gonna ask if we're dead, which still could be an option, because this is clearly some kind of hell. I'm stuck here, and my only companion is okay. Although I think if this was truly hell, my only companion would be Hans. So
isn't that what it was like before you met us?
my life is a living hell.
Oh, this should seem familiar then.
So I'm gonna go out on a whim and assume we are not dead. Where are we?
Well, either we are in a congruent reality where physics doesn't matter, or we are in the theoretical physics classroom.
I know none of those words.
That's fine. I didn't know him either for a long time.
Oh dear.
Do
Okay.
you have a way of finding Hans? Because I don't see anybody else that we know.
No, I surprisingly, we don't have a means of rapid communication. You'd think we would, but you know, we've never been separated for this, well, like this before. So we just go and look around. I feel like that's the option. But also, I don't trust those balls of fire. Last time we saw balls of fire, I killed a bunch, and I think they might not. I don't know if they communicate and talk. Maybe they know that I killed a bunch. Maybe that's the whole deal. And I feel...
So it's not that you feel like they would be a threat, but more that they would be mad at you?
Yeah. And honestly, I don't think I'm here to deal with that.
And the assumption is, the base assumption, the possibility is that they all know each other and talk to each other?
Well, I don't know. I mean, for all I know, they're like a hive mind. Maybe they all inherit
That's
into
Pyrus.
everything. They could be anything. Right?
I mean, if they do talk to each other, then maybe they've seen one of the others, and we can find them that way.
Okay. So, do you want to go talk to the fire? And I'll hang back here. Unless you need me to come and talk to the fire with you.
Reno's having like rapid thoughts of every time Val's tried to talk to somebody. It would be wise if one of us stayed near the ship just in case.
Yeah, I think I might do that. Surprisingly, talking is not my strong suit.
I am shocked. Maybe check on the chocobos, make sure that they're still in existence.
Good call. I should go do that. And with that, Val is going to pop down and see what has happened. Meanwhile,
Reno does not know what it's like to feel like the responsible adult in the group.
Congrats,
which is
Rena character. You're now the playable character in this game.
which I just find to be very hilarious because on paper, Val should be the responsible adult, but is no. So,
It turns out all of the summoners are just dysfunctional.
I mean, I think it's just everyone is incredibly dysfunctional.
Mm.
Because the concept of functionality is a myth created by capitalists to make us feel that we can buy more things and then we'll be okay, right?
Sounds about right. Anyway, I'll
Sounds right
stop.
to me.
I'll stop interrupting now.
That's fine. I'm very happy with interruptions. Okay, so before we go and let Rain/Reno talk to Living Fire, well, you know what? We will immediately find out that when Val will not find the chocobos, because going down to underneath the boat, there is obviously a large hole in the side where chocobos and Malcolm got pulled out. Malcolm, you find yourself in a building sat upon is it bale the word? Yeah, bales of hay with. The two chocobos are with you, Hermes and the unnamed chocobo. The chocobo who has not learned our love yet. You're sat with them. You have been taken care of. You've been looked after. Not entirely certain by who or how or why, but someone did.
Right.
It's surprisingly comfortable. You got a nice little blanket.
Well, this seems nice.
Does Malcolm have any immediate thoughts, concerns, plans?
So Malcolm knows the worst thing to do in this situation would be to panic. So he tries and steals himself. Is there anyone around in the immediate area?
In the immediate vicinity, like in the building you are currently in,
Yeah.
No. What you do see is obviously there's like a little beds of hay that you are currently sat on, well, asleep on.
Mhm.
You can see over in the distance there's like a small table set up with two chairs. You can see there's like a small kitchen area. This appears to be somebody's home, which is mildly interesting, I guess the word would be. Like, okay, this is somebody's home, yet they somehow, for some reason, just keep like beds of hay on the floor. I don't know. Maybe it's the home of like a horse girl or something. Like someone who's just like super into horses, probably.
Sounds right.
Oh, dear.
I guess I'll stand up and I'll. Are there any windows?
Yeah, there's some windows.
Great. I'm gonna look out the window.
Yeah, as you go and look out the window, you see into the outside of this. First thing you realize is this building is, from your perspective, like on the side of a vertical wall. So you see that gravity and every space is very strange and disconcerting here. You see that there's the weird purplish haze in the air. You see the fireflies just in a huge abundance, just like everywhere around here. And so you can tell and get the vibe. This is not Spira. And yes, you then see the various denizens, the little pixies, the fireballs, goblins, all kinds of stuff. In a very unfamiliar world.
Can I rack my brain, see if this sounds familiar?
What would you like to roll?
Even remotely close to anything I've heard before.
Okay, yeah. What is the roll you would like to make to...
Oh, you know your boy is going to roll lore everything.
That is the only correct roll. Because it works for everything, surprisingly.
Wait. No. Okay, wait. This is a thing I can do.
Ooh.
Hold on.
I'm very
I
happy.
pulled the PDF because I don't have it written down.
No, that's fine. Take your time. I'm just glad that you're excited because you had an idea, and I'm full on ready for.
I actually don't know if this is gonna work out in my favor, but Oh, I guess that actually won't really work because there's no other PC near me. Nope. It does specify another nearby PC instead of yourself. Yeah. So.
Well, we can keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Momentarily.
So no, I do just in fact fail spectacularly.
Okay, so I should look at the numbers. Ooh, yikes! I totally just saw the double ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So you cannot piece together anything at all. In fact, you are determined that either you're dead, and this is like a hallucination as oxygen escapes the brain, and you are in the process of dying, which is kind of grim. Now I've said it out loud. So I immediately regret saying that. Or, okay, this is like a concussion. I'm going to come around and things are going to start looking normal. I'll be fine. Just don't think about it. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's kind of the mindset. You've gone, it's not that weird. Everything's going to return to normal real soon. Everything's fine. We're all good. All right?
Yeah. It's not the worst thing that's ever happened. So I'm gonna, he's gonna probably just leave the little hut and walking around.
As you leave the little hut, immediately a green chocobo charges towards you, like full force, charges towards you and puts a wing out to stop you and like tries to push you back inside. And goes, nope.
Okay. You don't usually talk.
What? Yes, we do. What?
Okay, I don't usually understand you. How about that?
What? Okay. Well, no. You cannot walk around being severely injured, disoriented. You need to stay and lie down until you fully recover. You understand me?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's go.
Now, come. Back inside. I took it upon myself to look after you after you got washed up here. No, we will make sure you're fully rested, fully healed. We can get you anything you need. Do you need some? Do you need some food? Do you need some water? Do you need What can we do for you, friend?
Do you have some extremely strong alcohol?
Yes, probably. But I don't think I can recommend drinking alcohol after everything you've been through. It's probably not a clever idea.
I'm looking. Okay, I'm looking to not feel feelings.
We can make that happen. We don't have feelings.
Fantastic. What even are feelings?
I don't know. Things we don't have.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna.
As you say that,
I'm just
Green
gonna
Chocobo,
go.
like, seemingly raises an eyebrow. He goes, this. No, I didn't realize Eidolons came in your shape. Interesting. What? Let's go get that liquor!
Well, you know what they say. I don't know what they say.
You know, that is what they say. Hey, they say I don't know what they say, and it's actually quite amusing because it's a little idiom to say, like, you know, we all believe and follow rules that we don't really know or understand, but because we think someone else understands. It's an amusing anecdote, or observation, I should say, on the nature of society. Clever! Quack! Quack, quack, quack!
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So, what do you suggest we do? What are we? Where are? Wait, hold on. Yes, that's the question I should be asking. Where am I?
What?
Qua.
That's just a speech. Like, that's just how we talk. That Qua is not where we are. We are. Somewhat Bardic needs to do a quick Google because Bardic forgot the name of the place. Because Bardic is Dingus. It is called. Oh, you know, it's actually quite a strange one. Depending on where you're from, it's got lots and lots of different names. I've seen. It's been called the Far Plane. It's been called the Void. It's been called. What's it called? Something. Ugh, God. This is gonna bother me so much. It's really gonna irk me, but I can't remember what it's called in Final Fantasy IV, because that's exactly what this is a huge reference to. And my brain
I think I get the point.
yeah.
So I'm dead.
What? No, not at all. Why would you think you're dead? You're alive. We're talking.
Isn't the far plane where dead people go? Am I not remembering that correctly?
That's what you people think this is? Wow.
Okay, first of all, what do you mean, you people?
People who
Second of all, yes, I do believe. Yes, that is my that was my understanding, but I'm sure you're going to educate me otherwise.
Ah, well, lucky for you, I have a whole slideshow presentation.
Great. I'm so excited for us.
And I think with that we can cut away over to Lilith. Did they just get this little yawn out? You want him with yawn face? Okay, Lilith.
Yawn.
You find yourself with Raiko and Pons and Noctu, of course. You find yourself in quite a lavish-looking area. It appears to be fairly ornate. You are in a very luxurious-looking bed. 4 posters. Super fancy schmancy. And I'm still looking at things in the brain, no work. So yes, it's just very, very fancy. It's very pretty. It seems very, very highly decorated. There are images of like large serpentine dragons and things like that all over the place. You got the best landing place, really. And you are with Hans and Raiko, who are in their own separate areas as well. But in their own separate beds.
Okay, I think the first thing Lilith is gonna do is she's gonna make sure that mask is still there, because gotta keep that mysterious image. Most important thing, totally. And then she's going to, after getting her bearings, she's gonna start walking around the room and kind of just seeing, like, where the fuck?
Okay, so you're having a little wander, having a little poke around, see what's what. As you start to words, there we go. As you start to words, immediately as you start to move around, you feel an overwhelming presence. You don't see them to begin with, but you just feel them. And you can feel like an immense amount of power from behind the door to the room you're in. Do you have an immediate reaction to that?
Lilith is going to find sword, keep sword at the ready, and slowly go over to the door. Like, is there like those like little peepholes on the door? Maybe.
What do you mean, little people? Sorry.
Like how like in like some hotels, like there's like little like holes in the door, and you like look through it and you can see whoever's on the other side.
Oh, little peep. I thought you said peephole, not peephole. That's my ears being silly. What do you mean, people on the door?
To this door?
Okay.
Flashing back to Labyrinth when you had to solve the puzzle of the door.
Oh my god.
Okay, so no, there's not really a peephole. No, it's a solid door. It's solid. It's really sturdy looking wood.
Lilith is going to try to slowly open the door a crack. Just to see if first to see if she can even open it, and secondly to see, like, if there's anything behind there.
Okay. So, as you go to open the door, you find the door seems to, like, just swing itself open. And on the other side, you see a very attractive looking man. They have blue hair. They seem to have a very long, elegant, like, blue gown. Their chest is exposed. The easiest way to describe this is, imagine if Seymour Guado was prettier and very, like, anime. Is very much like a Bishonen character, so just, like, a very attractive man in a very blue aesthetic.
Surrounded by sparkles for no apparent reason.
100%. There are little sparkles and bubbles all around this person.
Lilith just looks at the person like, I would assume I'm dreaming. But if I was, then Raiko and Hans would certainly not be here.
Raiko and Hans...
And neither would Noctu.
At that moment, Hans sits up and goes, I take great offense to the fact that you don't dream about me. But also, I think this is real. And that is a very pretty man. Hello.
I mean, I think Sammy wouldn't be mad at me for agreeing that yes, which is why at first I thought it was dreaming. Because if this was what I thought it was gonna be, then Sammy would also be here.
Okay, so I figured out why I couldn't remember the name I was thinking of earlier. Is because it's a super generic name.
Oh.
That I thought was it couldn't possibly be that. Like the name I was trying to think of is Faymarch.
Oh yeah.
That's why I couldn't remember because it's kind of generic, and also I was mixing up. I was going, no, that just sounds like I'm mixing, Feywilds and Saltmarch. Like no, Faymarch. It's a place in Final Fantasy that is a really generic name, and it irked me that I couldn't recall it. But hey ho. So yes, very pretty man is going to look at you and go, "You have recovered remarkably fast. I have a great amount of respect for this Alice's ability. But please, you should not be moving around so hastily just yet. Please, rest. Everything will be explained to you soon. Until then, is there anything that we can do for you or sort for you, Brad?"
Firstly, questions. 1, who are you? 2, where are we? 3, how did we get here?
Well, I am known as Leviathan. Where we are in my kingdom, which is the Faymarch. Goes by other names such as the Void, the In-Between, the Far Plane. It has many, many names. And how did you get here? Well, I brought you here.
I mean, I guess those are answers as any. There were others with us, though. Where are they?
Well, I'm not entirely certain. They appear to have been separated. So I did tell my citizens to keep an eye out for unfamiliar faces and to help them look after. We'll collect and gather and commune with all of you once we could find where you all went. Apparently, some of you got very, very. Some of you didn't want to just get pulled in. Apparently, it's hard to put up a fight and move away. So it was hard to keep you all in one place for trans-dimensional travel. It's not exactly a perfect science. It were. So.
Lilith is just behind her mask, is just slowly blinking, like, I mean, we weren't to be honest, when you're on a boat trying to sail somewhere and then suddenly a giant whirlpool appears, I don't think the first reaction for most people is to go into it.
No, it's, as I said, it's not a perfect form of transportation, but when we weighed up our options, the other option of, well, we have found in the past it doesn't work particularly well to just show up in front of people and go, "Hey, by the way, do you want to come to another world?" People don't seem to react to it particularly well. They either think you're propositioning them for something illicit, or they think you're a little bit not entirely present and with it. So we find this tactic seems to work better, especially when we're trying to help people and they just don't know that we're trying to help.
I see. Lilith, at this point, will have just sheathed her sword and just be like, well, well, considering that we are still alive and not in, like, chains or anything, I assume you don't mean any harm. So...
Would never harm. We care for help people. Harm is certainly not something we ever wish to inflict upon. You should continue resting. I will get anything I can and get it sent here for you. And we can then jump cut over to one of your friends, who I believe was going to go and try and talk to Living Fire.
The way you say that reminds me of my father, oddly enough. He spoke in weird ways, talking about this fourth wall.
Don't pay no attention to the fourth wall. It's fine. So, we will jump on over to Reno. Reno, you want to go talk some fire?
Yeah, let's go talk to fire.
All right, Reno. There's balls of fire floating around, being all on fire.
I do notice that of all the things you described, I went for the more dangerous one.
Pixies and goblins and fire.
I relate to this most. Just, excuse me.
A ball of fire just kind of stops what it's doing and goes, yo. You're not.
Hi.
Oh, not from around here.
This is true. Where is here?
Here. It's here. A little bit.
You sound remarkably like my friend Hans.
Probably. Because the god, the creator of me, my version of self-awareness, did not have time to think of a voice, so it's probably going to change ever so slightly. So we'll go here. We'll go down here. Make it to the This is the ball. Yeah.
I mean, understandably, you can only do so much.
It's only so. Correct. No. You asked where here is. The answer to where here is it's not quite over there, and no. That's pretty much all I need to know, really. Don't really think about here and there and when or why, you just kind of exist, don't you? You float around and burn up when your time is done. That is the nature of existence. You contemplate where you are and what you're doing and the meaning of it all. You're missing out on the finer things in reality, the explosiveness of existence.
So we're going to set that aside for just a moment. I really want to engage the explosive part of that conversation, but setting that aside for now. Have you seen anybody else that looks? And she thinks about it for a minute. Okay, wrong question. Have you seen anybody that looks like my friend over there on the boat?
The bomb kind of looks over and kind of squints its eyes a little bit and goes, no. Oh, I swear I want to interact. I made your call. Very remarkably similar to you. Attacking me with a spear. Could be anything.
Yeah, I don't imagine that was really anything. When you think about it, there's a lot of people that carry spears.
This is true. You can't swing a, you can't swing a U without hitting someone who carried the spear. Well,
I mean, what else are they going to do if they don't know how to explode themselves, right?
this is true.
If you don't have fire, you just need the long pokey thing to poke the fire.
Exactly. Yeah. Must be a sad existence those who don't know how to self.
I can't disagree. So you didn't see anybody that looks like her or any unusual chocobos?
Well, actually, now you mention strange, very strange, very, very, very strange. I did see 2 yellow chocobos. If you don't get many yellow chocobos, you've never had a yellow chocobo. You get the green.
Yellows are pretty rare. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Um,
I have one made of metal.
certainly did not see that.
It's probably still.
Well, are you? Wait. You came on the boat.
This is true. Yes.
Yes. Well, so what? I didn't see anybody, but I did see things. I saw some beings, some things. They just kind of fell all over the place. That's where I saw the chocobos, actually, those yellow ones. So I believe I saw those. Oh gosh, where did I see those? Somewhere around on the near one of our houses. I believe a green chocobo took them in. A very mothering type chocobo kind of wanted to take care of that. And I said, okay then, good for you. I'm going to go bomb around.
I am amazed because Reno is in exactly her element right now. She is talking to a slightly hard to understand monster in the middle of a plane of existence that she has never visited before.
This is just a Sunday afternoon for Reno.
So anybody around here sell maps? Any particular directions for how to get around?
No. We have no need for maps because this plane of reality it does not it doesn't really like to stay the same. It warps, it bends, it twists and turns like a twisty-turny thing. So
I had a class in one of those areas.
Well, it's what happens when an entire plane of the existence is kept inside of a giant serpentine dragon. It twists and turns, it moves, it shakes, it does everything. It's very strange.
So we're in a giant serpentine dragon.
Yes, but also no.
So it would be the boundaries of existence are within the dragon, but its existence itself is in its own way.
Yes, but also only sometimes.
I love that both of them are just... Reno has never vibed with somebody so well.
I'm very happy with this bomb.
He was like, okay, so you saw the yellow chocobos and somebody being taken in by a green chocobo.
Yes.
You saw several people going all over the place.
I saw those people and those other things. I don't know. When His Majesty kind of re-merged himself inside of this reality, I believe he said he had guests. And come on. Oh, wait. You came on the boat, yes?
Yes.
Yes. I'm supposed to be looking for you, apparently. His Majesty gives so many strange commands. They don't recall or pay too much attention. Because, following somebody else's orders does not entirely coexist with the ideology of, well, I do what I want and then go boom. So, but yes, we're supposed to be keeping an eye out for people from the boat.
Well, you have discovered 2 of us, so that would give you a sense of accomplishment, wouldn't it?
No, not really. I mean, yes, but no. Accomplishment is, it's what you make it, Sure, you could do anything you wish to in life. You could, climb the highest mountain, swim the farthest ocean. But in reality, if you do not give value to its worth, it's worth less. Accomplishment is self-actualized. If your accomplishment is getting out of bed in the morning, you feel proud of that. You have accomplished more than somebody who climbed a mountain and felt they did not do a good job.
I see what you're saying. I don't disagree, no matter how much I particularly want to at the moment.
Can I just interject for a moment? Because I feel like with the way this bomb is talking, this is just like the group's therapy arc, where everyone is just gonna get some severe therapy. Leviathan heard us talking about our lives and was just like, I need to be therapist.
This one gets a chocobo that can help it. This one gets the hot guy. This one gets the bomb.
Oh.
So, just as a continuation of that thought, was there someplace we were supposed to go?
No. Yes. I was supposed to collect and correlate all the people over at the palace of the Eidolon. Yibbity skibbity bob, I don't know. It was some nonsense. Yes, no. Yes. Yes. I should probably take you along to the palace and such. Although, we can take the long route and continue with a riveting conversation of the nature of existence. And that, or we could just jump cut over to the place and collect the group back all together. Plot convenience. That is entirely up to your choice of free will.
Well, generally speaking, we can do both. With the jump cut, it can be any amount of time in between.
This is correct. I suppose it's just a matter of how much time do we wish to dedicate to this, so that some outside source could witness it, or how much time is just assumedly spent to it. These are conversations to be had, presumably during said jump cut. Right.
Well, I just feel that we've already hit the full point of it, which is eventually all things just kind of go boom.
Well, that is truly the most, probably one of the deepest insights one could have. It is true. All existence tantamounts to go boom. It's about how you get to that point. That's the real kicker.
We proceed to have an hour's worth of conversation.
So yes, you go and collect Val, and you can have a very long conversation upon the nature of reaching explosion point, I suppose. That's amazing. All right. So let's jump back over to Malcolm, Malcolm.
Yep.
What kind of booze is Malcolm's go-to drink? Because this green chocobo seems very happy to make any drink you so wish.
Well, we're in a weird place. Why don't you show me what y'all drink?
Okay. Oh god, now I'm gonna have to stop thinking. Well, like, okay, so the go-to would be like
that Uno reverse card.
Yeah, damn you. But no, so my go-to would be, this is, it's very, trippy, and so my mind goes to maybe some absinthe-like cocktail of sorts. So probably getting, you know what, it's definitely going to get served in a needlessly fancy-looking martini glass, which of course has a tiny umbrella. It's a very neon green color. It maybe emanates a small amount of, like, it almost looks as if it's had like dry ice coming out the top of it. It looks very fancy, and you're like 99% certain, like, just from not even like the smell of it, just like being in the same room as it, the alcohol content on this is enough that you will not have to feel things for a while.
Awesome.
It's right up though, just like, that is the good stuff. And
that is what we're here for.
So as you take that, now, did you actually want the Green Chocobo to have a slideshow presentation explaining where you are?
We can jump cut through that, but
so,
yes.
Cliff notes being, whilst the far plane, yes, is a place and it is a thing that is believed, that is where the spiritual energy of the dead go to, which is not entirely incorrect. It is also a physical plane of existence that exists. It is there. People, like, no humans have ever been known to go there because it's seen as, one, like a sacred place. Don't go near it. Don't fuck with it. Two, it's seen as like a dangerous place. Don't go there. Don't fuck with it. And here you are, just hanging out with a chocobo, getting absolutely hammered.
Going there and fucking with it.
Going there, fucking with it. It's a real good time. So I forgot to mention that along with the two chocobos, there is a metal cube with you as well. So Mecha Quee is fine. Mecha Quee is here.
Oh, okay. Hey, you okay without, you good?
It's basically a metal box that every now and then makes clinking sounds as the feathers ripple.
Awesome. Okay, well, you seem fine.
So, in the midst of getting hammered with a green chocobo who can talk, Malcolm will have it revealed unto him that this is basic. The way the far plane works is it is this correlation of spiritual energy. It exists in between realms of reality. So beings from all different kinds of worlds collect here and have access to this in some way, shape, or form. It's why it has so many different names. It's why it's the far plane. It's why it's the void. It's why it's the Fame Arch. It's all of these places and none of these places. And also, the reason why it's so potent is because of all the spiritual energy, which can condense itself and create eidolons, these living spiritual beings. Not too dissimilar to Aeons. Aeons are like a filtered down, diluted, safe version of eidolons, and that's why they can only be temporal. It's like siphoning it down, then release it in large bursts. What these beings here, these bombs, these pixies, these green chocobos, a handsome man you have yet to meet, these are just like pure spiritual energy condensed into sentience. And
so you're
chilling.
You're okay. So you're like if a bunch of dead people had a party and made a being.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Yeah. Yes. Although not just
Like a
people.
giant.
It's
Oh.
like, it's like dead anything, because all beings contain energy. So plants, animals, microscopic bacteria, all of it. And we are the beings born from their energy passing on. And, well, we don't really retain any memory of what or where we came from. We're our own things. We're sentient. And when we eventually pass on, our spiritual energy passes on out into the universe and gives life elsewhere. Because energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just is transposed. It moves. It flows like the waters of time.
Okay, then quick question, and this is, if you've got a Cliff Notes answer, what is sentience then?
Sentience is the act of self-awareness. If one
Okay,
can
so
acknowledge one's
what
existence-
is self-aware? Like, is it a single thing that is self-aware, or is it a collection of energy? Like, what is the thing that is self-aware?
Wow, you really make me crack out my philosophy degree today. Woo! Now, yes, we do have universities here, and I do have a degree in philosophy. And technically,
That's impressive.
I've got a master's. Now,
Wow.
it took a long time. Now, the concept of self-awareness is derived from the actualization of comprehending one's existence. Now, very few beings ever question one's existence. They will never question. If you are stuck on primal instinct, the ideology of survival, you'll see this in many creatures, such as single-cell organisms, lower-level animals, like lower intelligence animals. They just survive. They just do things. They know when they're okay, they know when they're healthy, they know when they're not okay or healthy. At no point do they ever feel the need to question why or how. They just do. And they do until they can't. One level above this is, as we would call it, sentience, self-awareness, the ability to question and to understand. Or not understand in some cases, but at least try to. And that is where we form base-level self-awareness, where we feel the need to ask, why do we do the thing? How do we do the thing? Why do I have feelings about doing the thing? And, it can exist in many ways. But, the base level is attributed to this, societal evolution, essentially.
Okay, but there are definitely beings that I've met that maybe, while capable of questioning their existence, clearly have not. So, does it come down to the ability to question one's existence? And in that case, who is the judge of who's able to question one's existence? Is there a god?
A good question. A wonderful question. Now, this depends on what you identify as a god. And we can, if we use, ancient understandings of specific pagan religions, gods can be a whole myriad of things. Gods can be the literal trees. Gods can be the wind, the sky, the water.
Okay, yeah, but I think you know what I meant when I asked, is there a god?
Oh, you mean if there's a grand creator?
Yes.
Fucked if I know.
Oh, okay, well. See, we could have probably avoided a whole lot of this if we with that.
My hypothesis, and I'm still working on it, I need to put some finishing touches on it, and we'll try and get it put in for a doctorate at some point. But my hypothesis is, regardless of a grand creator, regardless of some ultimate omniscient being, self-awareness is derived from the individual or the group or the species or whatever it so choose to be. You usually try to look at things from a societal point of view. And it is almost entirely irrelevant who or what or how or why their existence came to be. Instead, their ability to question their existence. I'm of the mindset that whilst, yes, powerful entities exist, and those entities may have the ability to create, if not the essence of life itself, they could create the means of which life could flourish. However, the life that flourishes, I believe, gives power unto these beings by questioning their existence, thus bringing them into existence. Because they may not have existed if nobody questioned or even contemplated them existing. So, God might make man, but man creates God.
You know, I have a lot more questions, but I feel like we should probably montage through that for the sake of everyone's sanity. But just one real quick question that I'm just really interested in. So clearly, like as a being of energy on the far plane, you're aware that your energy then becomes multiple beings on the material plane. Is that accurate? So like, are your parts aware of what they are and have and will become in the grand cycle?
Theoretically, countless cycles in, perhaps individual aspects could gain self-awareness, and then we could start to retain memories and grow more powerful. And this is one theory on how powerful beings come to exist. Maybe they're just more cycles in and develop more awareness and therefore more potency and control. So that is one theory. However, I do not know. I think it's an interesting idea, but also there's no guarantee that when we pass on that we become a being. You know, for all I know, when I pass, I could become 3 blades of grass and a small stream. Or I could become dust. Or I could become king. It doesn't really matter, because I have no control over where the energies flow into. It just flow, regardless of any intervention from any being who exists.
For time's sake, I'm going to say okay.
How did this become a discussion of philosophy and theology, I suppose, as well? This is... We all having fun?
Hey kids, can you lighten up?
Welcome to the world of tangents.
I'm just curious on what's gonna happen when we just change scenes.
Well, that is a good question. So, as Professor Chocobo, still studying to get not quite a professor.
But he can be a professor. He doesn't have his doctorate,
yeah.
But he can still be a
well,
professor.
That's it. He's not a full professor. He's like an assistant professor currently. He's working on it.
Oh,
so assistant Professor Chocobo.
He doesn't have tenure yet.
Not yet. Working on it. Kind of just waiting for the person, for the being who's like 2 rungs up to like stop existing. They've been around for like a couple thousand years though, so it ain't happening anytime soon. It's like some large ancient stone being that exists for almost eternity. Dear. There's a metaphor in there somewhere.
I would say what I think what I thought I was gonna say, but also I don't want to like step on toes.
It is absolutely all right. So,
okay.
I assume that scene kind of just wraps up with Malcolm and Assistant Professor Chocobo having this deep conversation. Assistant Professor Chocobo will eventually go, "Oh, by the way, if you're feeling better, I'm supposed to take you over to the King's Palace."
Yeah, great. Let's do it.
All right. Pour a few more of them, because That's my thing.
Have a little walk me down.
Yeah. Fucking walk me down. Wow, that's been a while. Alrighty, so we will then jump over back to the King's Palace. Lilith, Raiko, Hans, you have been looked after. Anything you asked for or wished for will have been brought to you. So if you wanted some grapes, they got you some grapes. If you wanted some moist towelettes, they got you some moist towelettes. Anything they went and got for you and presented it to you and looked after you. Eventually, pretty handsome, blue aesthetic man. Sorry, I'm just watching his gif of an owl.
Oh.
Look at it! There we go.
Oh!
Moist
Moist
owl.
towel.
Oh, God. Okay. So, yes, pretty blue man will eventually come up to the room and go, I believe your friends are being collected and summoned, and can have, well, I can finally address and talk to all of you about why you brought here. Is there anything at all I can do for you, or anything at all you require from me before I move along from these chambers?
Well, honestly, I'm not so. I am. Honestly, I feel like I should have something to ask, but at the same time, my brain is drawing a blank. It's like. Sorry.
I was just going to say that it's perfectly okay. You've been through an awful lot. Through the dimensional barrier. There's an awful lot going on, and quite frankly, it's not like you need to know the questions you would need to ask. You just kind of need to ride those waves. Let what happens happen.
Right? Yeah. I suppose.
With no immediate questions, we can find, and we can actually progress. Perhaps you could tell me more about yourself. I'm very interested in learning about it. Like to share some things, or are you going to be all pensive, secretive, mysterious, all that stuff?
I mean, I guess the most relevant is, my name, which is Lilith, and also currently serving as the guardian to Raiko, our summoner here.
First of all, thank you for telling this. I did already know, but regardless, it's nice to be told. It feels less like I've been snooping and spying on you, and more like you have shared this information willingly.
Wait, how much do you know?
No
like,
matter.
do you just know, like, names and... Oh, okay.
Just says no matter and points off to a different direction, like, ugh.
Okay.
Do you actually have anything you would like to ask of Leviathan?
I don't think so. Like, out of character and in character, brain is kind of drawing blanks. It's just like, you know what, this might as well happen.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine, because we are basically at the point where we're going to wrap up. So it just means, okay, stuff to mull over, stuff to make notes on and think about for next time. So,
yeah.
I believe the final scene we will have is all three of you will be brought into this large throne room, essentially. There are two thrones, one for Leviathan and one for this other person you have not met yet. They'll be introduced next time. So I just like the interaction of the scene of these three little groups being pulled in. Reno and Val, who are being walked in by a bomb, just talking about explosions. Malcolm, okay, so Malcolm, I don't know which you'd prefer, but you can either be carrying the Mecha Kui Cube, or we can have put the Mecha Kui Cube on the back of one of the chocobos, and you just walk in with your 2 yellow chocobos and Assistant Professor Chocobo, just talking more about the nature of existence.
I think Mecha Kui would be on one of the chocobos because my hands will be occupied by double fisting more alcohol.
Okay.
I have a mental image of, because they had this grand philosophical conversation between the two of them, but the moment that they have this conversation in front of others, it just sounds like drunken slurring of and in the future.
Well, so here's the thing. When we die, we become the trees. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, by the time it gets to this point, Malcolm's pretty fucked up.
Okay, so as well, back in the Assistant Professor Chocobo's house, these were really elegant glasses and looked really fancy. I think by the time you get to the palace, these are like in plastic 40-ounce bottles. You take them on the road, just double fisting with 2 40-pound plastic bottles. Wow.
I've also definitely filled up what was once a water skin with this booze.
Oh my god.
Okay, so these have to exist. Like, I'm like 99% certain these have to exist in America. I've not seen them in a very long time, but I used to have them when I used to do a lot of hiking. There are these things. There might be a generic name, but at least a brand name I knew was these things called camel packs.
Yep. I've had a camelback before.
Oh, that's so cool. Now, how is it I imagine that Malcolm's water skin is just one of those now? Just
yes. He's got a nice sized camelback on, and the he's talking, and the little tube is like halfway hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, so what you're saying is, when do I punch God?
So no, you already have, because you're God, and I'm God. And the wall's gone. But not yet. But it already was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, wait. So we are and were and will be God all at once.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Can this conversation be happening as Lilith is like, watch it as Malcolm comes in and Lilith is just staring at them?
Oh, 100%. Of course, but despite, most buildings having like one entrance into a room, because that's how stuff makes sense, of course, these are 3 separate entrances that all happen simultaneously. So all 3 of these scenes happen walking into each other. As you are all united together in this large, extravagant-looking throne room.
Lilith just hears the talking about punching God conversation, looks over at Leviathan and is like, is that a normal thing that happens to people you bring here? They start talking about punching God and being God.
It's not the most normal, but I can't say it hasn't happened. It hasn't not happened. Apparently, a lot of people seem to have pent-up rage towards the concept of the Grand Creator due to the inherent unfairness that society has thrust upon them, making it easier to blame a distant figure instead of... I suppose not instead of, I suppose along with the amorphous, inhuman tangibility of society as a whole, which we can't quite punch yet. The punching God is a good second bet.
I mean that's like that's what has been the mindset of one of my brothers for the past 10 years. So
Meanwhile, Reno has the. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna make a lot of throat noises because that's Leviathan's thing. So,
Reno has a giant, like half her size leather-bound book that she's writing in, and she's writing notes on the cosmic heat death of the universe being isolated into a single point as a new spell.
And with that, I believe, you know what, I think that is a perfect place to end the session. Just everybody coming in, having these grandiose discussions of existence. Because, yeah, this is how tabletop role-playing games go, right? You know? Everyone's here. Everyone likes to make jokes about tabletop role-playing games. You go, okay, murder hobo, or alright, no, with a fuck party, you know, we're gonna go and fuck all the dragons. Nah. We're here to talk deep philosophy and the nature of existence.
I mean, that is what happened between like Lilith and Raika last session.
I mean,
so
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I've got some questions I'm working myself through. But I'm having fun. Hopefully everybody else is, and hopefully the viewers have also had fun. So we're going to wrap up there for today. I have been, am, and will continue to be the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. And match. Stop that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And yes, I ran this Philosophy 101 class. So that's me. ATV, who are you?
Hi, I am a tired bi. I didn't have any philosophical questions until I guess the very end, where there was a brief mention of one of Lilith's brothers having this deep-seated hatred of another being for 10 years. I'm sure it's fine.
Fine.
It's fine. I actually did think of a question though, Bardic, and I just didn't end it to you, so it could be like a thing for next time.
Alrighty.
Possibly.
We'll see at that.
But yeah, I played as Lilith, the edgy mom friend of the group, who is Dark Knight. You can't find me most places. There is Curse of Strahd every second Thursdays, though. So not next Thursday, but the next Thursday, so I'll be there. And until I get a new laptop, I am kind of stuck in my own void. While I watch everyone else do things like play multiplayer video games and MMOs, and just wish that I could be there.
Alright.
So yeah, that's my existence.
Yeah. If that is everything, Natch, who are you?
Yellow, I'm Natural One. You can find me on Twitter and on my own Twitch channel where I stream art and games and talk about mental health sometimes, a lot of the time, but you know how I do. I'm playing Malcolm, the apparently really traumatically repressed daddy of the group that is having an absolute existential meltdown right now. So
and is also super hammered.
That's part of the existential meltdown.
Oh yeah, they go.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. Yeah, so come say hi in the places on the interwebs where you see me. Thanks. Bye.
And finally, Rain, who are you?
I am Rain Hayes. I make lots of different tabletop products that are mostly just me having an idea, writing it down, and hoping somebody else likes it. My latest one on Dungeon Masters Guild is the Sword Dancer subclass for monks. I'm going to have a full class release soon. For for a class that uses masks, so that'll be fun. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else going on right now.
Oh, you've got existing.
Are you sure?
Oh
God, we're about to start looping
Oh.
back. It's gonna repeat itself.
god.
I haven't exploded yet.
Alrighty. So, with that, we are gonna sign out. So, huge thank you to all my wonderful players, to all people, and until next time, stay safe and happy adventures. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.